$30,000 does not buy what it used to, but in the used tractor market, it can still buy a real John Deere if you know which models to look for. The problem is, some tractors under $30,000 are good buys, and some are cheap for a reason. Bad tires, weak hydraulics, worn loader pins, clutch problems, or a rough PTO can turn a good-looking deal into a repair bill fast. Welcome to America Glow. So in this video, we are looking at 5 used John Deere tractors under $30,000 that can still make sense for small farms in the USA. I'll show you the horsepower, the PTO power, the used price range, what each tractor is best for, and the warning signs to check before you buy. And stay until number 1, because the best tractor on this list is not the biggest one. It is the one that gives the best balance of power, price, and condition for most small farms. Let's start our countdown. Number 5. John Deere 303080. At number 5, we have the John Deere 303080. This is the smallest tractor on the list, but for the right owner, it may be one of the easiest tractors to live with. The 303080 has about 36.7 engine horsepower and around 30 PTO horsepower. It is a compact tractor with 4-wheel drive and a hydrostatic transmission that makes it simple to operate around barns, driveways, gardens, and smaller fields. The 303080 is not built to be a heavy farm tractor. That is important to say clearly. If you need to pull bigger tillage equipment, move large round bales, or run serious hay tools, this is not the tractor I would buy. But if your work is mowing, moving mulch, grading a driveway, cleaning around the barn, working a food plot, or maintaining a smaller property, the 3038E can make a lot of sense. The real value is when you find one used with a loader already installed. A loader adds a lot of usefulness to a small tractor. Buying the tractor first and trying to add a loader later can cost more than many buyers expect. So if you find a clean 3038E with a loader, good tires, and low hours under $30,000, it deserves a closer look. For older buyers, this tractor also has one big advantage. It is easy to drive. You are not climbing into a large utility tractor every time you want to move a little gravel, clean up the yard, or mow around the house. But remember the limits. Small tractor means small tractor limits. The 303080 earns a spot because it is simple, clean, practical, and realistic under $30,000. It is not the strongest tractor in this video, but for a small acreage owner, it may be enough tractor without buying more machine than you really need. Number 4. John Deere 3046R. At number 4, we have the John Deere 3046R. This is still a compact tractor, but it is a more premium compact than the 303080. You are looking at about 44.7 engine horsepower and around 33.9 PTO horsepower. It also has stronger lift capability and a more refined feel than the basic compact models. The 3046R is for the buyer who wants compact size, but does not want the lightest compact tractor on the lot. It works well around barns, gates, trees, driveways, and smaller properties where a full utility tractor may feel too big. This is a good tractor for horse owners, acreage owners, and small farms where loader control, comfort, and maneuverability matter. And this is where buying used can start to make real sense. A new or newer 3046R package can get expensive fast, especially once you add a loader, cab, or extra options. So when a clean used 3046R shows up under $30,000, it can be a strong value. But do not buy it only because it is a premium John Deere compact. Sellers know these tractors hold value. Some used 3046R tractors can be priced close to bigger utility tractors. That is when you have to ask yourself a simple question. Do I need compact comfort, or do I need more tractor weight? If your work is tight space loader work, mowing, and property maintenance, the 3046R makes sense. If your work is pulling heavier implements, mowing bigger fields, or handling tougher farm chores, a 5045E or 5055E may be the smarter buy. Before buying a used 3046R, check the loader pins, hydrostatic drive, hydraulic response, tire wear, and service history. Also pay attention to how it was stored. A tractor that was kept undercover usually tells a better story than one that sat outside for years. The 3046R is not here because it is cheap. It is here because the right used one gives you premium compact capability without paying new compact tractor money. Number 3. John Deere 5045E. At number 3, we move into real utility tractor territory. This is the John Deere 5045E. The 5045E gives you around 45 to 50 engine horsepower, depending on year and setup, and around 37 PTO horsepower. Now some people may look at that and say, that is not much more PTO power than the compact tractors. But that misses the point. The 5045E is not just about horsepower. It is about weight, frame size, and traction. A heavier tractor feels different when you put it to work. It pulls better. It feels more planted. It handles rough ground better. And it gives you more confidence with an implement behind it. For small farms, that can matter just as much as horsepower. The 5045E is a good choice for buyers who need a simple utility tractor without jumping too high in price. It can handle brush cutting, pasture mowing, small food plots, light field work, livestock chores, basic loader work, and general farm maintenance. This is not a tractor that has to impress anybody in a brochure. In the used market, the 5045E is one of the more realistic John Deere utility tractors to find under $30,000. But you have to watch the setup. A lower-priced 5045E may be two-wheel drive. That may be fine if you're mowing flat ground or pulling simple implements. But if loader work is part of your plan, I would strongly prefer four-wheel drive or MFWD. Before buying, check the clutch, brakes, PTO, rear lift, hydraulic leaks, and front axle if it is MFWD. Also check the tires carefully. It is a simple, useful utility tractor that can give small farmers real working weight under $30,000. If you want more tractor than a compact, but do not need the biggest horsepower in the lineup, this one deserves a hard look. Number 2. John Deere 5075E. At number 2, we have the John Deere 5075E. This is the horsepower tractor in the list. Depending on year and configuration, the 5075 gives you roughly 71 to 75 engine horsepower and around 57 to 61 PTO horsepower. This tractor is for the buyer who needs more muscle. If you are mowing larger acreage, running bigger rotary cutters, handling heavier implements, or doing small hay and cattle farm work, the 5075E has the power that smaller machines cannot match. This is also where the used market can show big savings. A newer 5075E package with cab, loader, and four-wheel drive can cost far more than this budget. So finding one under $30,000 can look very attractive. But here's the reason it is not number 1. The 5075E has the most horsepower in this list, but under $30,000. The cleanest one is not always easy to find. At this price, you may be looking at an older unit, higher hours, open station, two-wheel drive, no loader, or a tractor that has worked hard. That does not automatically make it bad. Some higher-hour tractors have been maintained well. Some low-hour tractors have been neglected. Hours matter, but they do not tell the whole story. You have to look at condition. Check how it starts cold. Check how it shifts. Check the clutch or reverser. Check the PTO under load if possible. Lift and hold with the hydraulics. Look for leaks. Look at the tires. Look at the loader frame if it has one. And if there's a cab, check the air conditioning, wiring, doors, glass, and controls. The 5075E can be a great buy for the right person. It gives the most horsepower and the most pulling ability in this ranking. If you find a clean one, it can be a serious small farm machine. If you find a rough one, walk away. Number 1. John Deere 5055E. Now we come to number 1, the John Deere 5055E. This is my top pick because it gives the best balance for most small farms. The 5055 usually gives around 55 engine horsepower and about 45 PTO horsepower, depending on year and setup. That puts it in a very useful range. For many small farms, 55 horsepower is the sweet spot. It is enough tractor for real work, but not so much tractor that you are paying for power you rarely use. The 5055E can handle pasture mowing, rotary cutting, small implements, loader work, driveway maintenance, food plots, livestock chores, and general farm jobs. It is stronger and heavier than the compact tractors, but usually easier to find in good used condition under $30,000 than the clean 5075E. That is why it wins. The 5055E gives enough tractor without forcing the buyer into the risk that often comes with cheap high horsepower machines. It may not be the biggest tractor in the list, but it may be the smartest one. If you are shopping used, look for MFWD if loader work matters. Look for a loader already installed if you know you will need one. Check the rear tires, front axle, hydraulics, PTO engagement, clutch feel, and loader wear. Do not buy the paint, buy the condition. A clean 5055E with a loader, decent hours, good tires, and no major leaks can be one of the best all-around used John Deere buys under $30,000. It is not here because it wins every category. It is here because it balances the categories that matter most: power, weight, usability, availability, price, and resale value. That is why the 5055E takes the #1 spot. Let's make this simple. If you have a smaller property and want something easy to drive, look at the 303080. If you want a stronger premium compact tractor and you work around barns, gates, and tight spaces, look at the 3046R. If you want a simple utility tractor with more weight and better pulling feel, look at the 5045E. If you need the most horsepower under $30,000 and you are willing to inspect carefully, look at the 5075E. But if you want the best all-around balance for a small farm, the 5055E is the one I would put at #1. That is the difference. The best tractor is not always the biggest one. It is the one that fits the work you actually do. Before buying any used tractor, check the basics. Do not trust hours alone. A well-maintained 2,000-hour tractor can be better than a neglected 700-hour tractor. Check the tires, because rear tractor tires are expensive. Bad tires should lower the price. Check the loader pins, bushings, bucket edge, and hydraulic cylinders. A sloppy loader usually means hard use. Test the PTO. Engage it, listen to it, and use an implement if possible. Check the hydraulics. Raise the loader. Hold it up and watch for drift or leaks. Drive it forward and reverse. Shift through the gears and listen for grinding, slipping, or strange noises. Cold start matters too. A tractor that starts easily cold tells you more than one warmed up before you arrived. And ask for service records. A used tractor does not need to be perfect, but the story should make sense. If it does not, slow down. There will always be another tractor. So those are 5 used John Deere tractors under $30,000 that can still make sense for small farms. The 3038E, 3046R, 5045E, 5075E, and 5055E all have a place. But the right choice depends on your land and your work. Do not chase the biggest horsepower number. Buy the cleanest tractor that fits the job. If this helped, like the video, subscribe and comment which John Deere you would pick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.